A very good afternoon. Welcome to the broadcast. It is exactly 4 p.m. East African time and time for trending news. Let me bring you up to speed with stories that are making headlines today. Remember, today is the day 2 of the Devolution Conference 2023, marking 10 years of devolution, and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga was in attendance. We have that and so much more in a broadcast this afternoon. Do let us know where you're watching us from as well, and using the hashtag trending news. I'm Nancy Nalima. Welcome to the broadcast. Western Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago was this morning arraigned before Nakuru Law Court's Senior Principal Magistrate Alois Ndege over the Finland and Canada overseas education program, which saw the embezzlement of at least 1.1 billion shillings. The former Western Gishu governor and 2 of his co-accused were, however, released on a bond of 2 million shillings with a surety of the same amount or a cash bail of 500,000 shillings, with the trio set to return late at a later date for plea taking.
Twende kule tutume picha zenye tuko nazo. Unapiga wakati wa action nyingi hapa. That story will be coming to you in our subsequent bulletins in details. Opposition leader Raila Odinga has taken a swipe at USA Ambassador to Kenya Meg Whitman over what he termed as meddling with Kenyan affairs. His sentiments come after the US Ambassador, during her address at the Devolution Conference, noted that elections were free and fair. Speaking during the conference, Raila noted that there is a need for correlation among stakeholders, including the national and county governments, to support devolution. Take a look.
You want to tell a rogue ambassador, leave Kenyans alone. If Mandamano can lead to a dialogue between Ichungwa and Kalonzo, everything is good with Mandamano. Tell the rogue ambassador, Kenya is not United States. Kenya is not a colony of the United States. Keep your mouth shut when you hear. Otherwise, we will call for your recall back to your country. I want to conclude by referring to what Governor Jonathan B. said, the host governor, that they are expecting bumper harvest in this region because they did mandamanos in the farms instead of doing the mandamanos on the streets or carrying sufurias. I want to tell him that this katiba that we have is a product of mandamano. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And those are live pictures from a few minutes ago. That is the former Prime Minister and the current azimio leader, opposition leader Raila Odinga, giving his keynote speech at the Devolution Conference 2023. That story will be coming to you in details later on. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua now says the United Democratic Party is building and strengthening its structures for an ideology-centered political party. Speaking during when he hosted the Chinese ambassador to Kenya, Zhu Pingjian, at the current residence on Thursday morning, Gachagua noted that most political parties in Kenya collapse after general elections, insisting that the UDA party has to be founded on an ideology which will outlive the current administration.
Thank you.
How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, it's a bit chilly here. The weather is terrible.
Very comfortable. Okay.
We were happy to receive your officials from the ruling party. And we developed a partnership because now the CPC and UDA are ruling parties. So we are one. And we think we should form some good partnership. I did request your delegation to consider us as your small brother, because we are a young party. Our party is hardly 1 year old. This party was formed a few months before the general election in 2022. It is undoubtedly the party of the future. It's a party that is popular across the whole country. It's a very democratic party. We allow internal democracy to thrive within the party. We let everybody do what you want, to say what you want, but we want to develop that party like the CPC, a party for a century. And we are asking for your hand as our brothers to hold our hand so that you can help us nurture our democracy. Again, we want to ask the CPC to help us to develop capacity, to train our people on how to manage a political party, how to develop the philosophy, how to build on our manifesto. So there is a lot we can learn from China. So when our Secretary General told me that the Central Committee has invited us to visit China, I was very happy because we want to learn. How is it that a party is so strong, is even stronger than government? It's really, we want to learn. So I'm very eager to come to China and spend some time to learn. We would want our UDA party to be as strong as the CPC.
Away from that, a section of residents in Mairu-Inya area in Darago constituency are up in arms over the increased cases of insecurity and livestock theft in the region. The residents have faulted the police for failing to act despite making reports at the local station. The alleged man who stole a herd of cattle is a local church minister who has not yet been arrested. The residents are now calling on the government to transfer the officers attached to Mairu-Inya police station in a bid to ensure the justice is served.
Sasa ilikuwa hivi. Huyo pasta akatoka akaenda mpaka huko Ngalingiro wakiwa na watu wengine, wakaenda wakachukua ng'ombe huko, wakasema ni zao, ati zimeibiwa kwa kijiji zao. Sasa hiyo siku ilikuwa Saturday, the next ilikuwa Sunday jioni, akapigiwa akasema ati akaambiwa ng'ombe zenye alichukua ni za yenyewe. Wakati alijua atakuja kukujua na wale wa huko Ngalingiro, ng'ombe asubuhi akaipeleka kwa mzee mwingine, na huyo mzee ndiye amefanya tuandamane hapa kwa sababu tuko na huzuni sana. Sasa huyo mzee akaenda police station akashikwa, alafu akatoroka. Sasa kutoroka zile tunashindwa, alitoroka aje kwa police station? Sasa huyu mwingine, huyu mzee, huyu kijana mwenye ameshikwa, huyu mzee alishikwa juu alikuwa anaenda kutafuta haki yake, juu alipigwa na mwenye alileta ng'ombe kwake akamuuma. Sasa alikuwa anaenda kutafuta justice yake huko. Sasa kuenda kuchukua vidhiri, jamaa anashikwa na anaambiwa yeye ndiye ako na mzigo hiyo ya ng'ombe. Sasa tunashindwa, serikali ya hapa Mairu-Inya na ya huko, kwani wanashikana juu. Sasa saa hii huyo mzee anaumia, ako na watoto wadogo, hata wengine hatembei, na unaona kiangazi yenye iko huku. Sasa tunashindwa, mtu mwingine ataumia naye pasa haya na ubiri huko.
Huku kumekuwa na wizi mingi ya viazi, ya bosho na miji, na venye imekuwa si yenye tunategemea hapa ni hizo viazi na miji. Sasa imefika wakati hata ukienda pale wezi nunua hizo begu, na venye umejikakamua kununua hizo begu, hao wezi wanakuja usiku, wanaiba hizo viazi, wanaiba hata hizo miji. Inatuadhiri juu hiyo ndio tegemeo yetu. Sisi hakuna kazi zingine hapa tunafanya, hakuna mtu wako ofisi hapa, sisi ni watu wa kulima. Sasa tunalima, at least tunauza hiyo, na hata begu kupata ni shida.
And out of the Nyanza region, health partners in Siaya County have convened a conference to find ways of enhancing fight against the spread of HIV infections, whose relevance rate still stands high in the county. During the conference, Dr. Momanyi state that though they have made great strides in reducing the HIV prevalence rate over the last 5 years, they are still facing a myriad of challenges. NATO also encouraged those who are on drugs to ensure a total adherence, while calling on those who are HIV negative to ensure they embrace prevention of drugs to help in preventing new infections.
No. Using the studies.
My name is Simba Kiage. I work in the Department of Health. I coordinate mother-to-child transmission of HIV/AIDS. Today we have a conference on best practices, and our theme is changing the aging HIV epidemic, which as a county, it's of key to us because as now, our prevalence is quite high. around 14.1%, while the national target is at the prevalence of 4.6%. And when we come to issues of mother-to-child transmission, we are also doing 7.1% against the expected transmission rate of below 5%.
This is Dr. Momanyi Geto. I'm the HIV treatment advisor for CHS in Kenya. We have a project in SIA that does HIV and TB treatment, plus other illnesses around HIV and TB, like cervical cancer, and other malignancies and comorbidities that affect people living with HIV. So about the conference today, I think from the theme you'd see we're talking about responding to the aging and changing epidemic. Over the years, I think we've had close to over 30 years of close to 40 years right now of HIV pandemic, and with time we are seeing changes. So we have to change to respond to how the epidemic has been changing. So initially in the epidemic, even in Kenya, we are seeing very sick patients who come to the hospital very sick in advanced HIV disease. Most of them would die from opportunistic infections like TB, bacterial infections, and the likes. But over time, and especially with the introduction of very strong antiretroviral treatment for HIV, we have seen that over time people are living longer, people are living healthier, and the typical HIV patient who you'd see very sick, we don't see them much now.
Our patients have high level.
And in the sporting world, the youth from Tongaren constituency, Bungoma County, have earned an opportunity to showcase and nurture their soka talents after Milima Ward MCA Jerusa Aleu organized a football tournament to curb indiscipline among the youth, especially during the school holidays. The tournament is scheduled to end in December this year.
Hapo awali watoto walikuwa wakikaa bure, wanakuwa na maneno ambayo haifai, maneno kama uwizi, kulewa, hivyo. Lakini sasa vile mama imefanya hivi, watoto tunajua kwamba watoto watakuwa kwa uwanja. Na hapo sasa maneno ya wizi na nini itakuwa imepunguka.
Kwa hii area sana kuna wizi na ametufanya sana. Hata vijana rika zetu tuko kwa uwanja tunapigania talenti yetu. Sasa mimi nawapongeza sana, muendelee kufanya. Tungependa mama atusaidie na mavazi ya kucheza na atuongezee sana. Kama viatu, socks na mipira ikuwe kwa wingi. Kama sisi wachezaji tunaweza cheza mpira na mtu atuumize. Sasa akituumiza hivyo ni sisi wenyewe tunajitegemea ama tuende wazazi wetu atushughulikie. Sasa ningemuomba tukiumia at least tu atufanyie ka favor ili tuendelee kuimarika vizuri.
And beyond our borders, UEFA Champions League and English Premier League champions Manchester City won their maiden UEFA Super Cup trophy after edging out Europa League winners Sevilla by 5-4 on post-match penalties after a 1-1 draw in the regular time. And we've come to the end of this broadcast. Let me quickly bring you up to speed with what you can be expecting at 7 p.m. Look Up Tarifa and at 9 p.m. Look Up News. We'll be looking at the Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago, who was arraigned in court earlier this morning. This follows the Finland scholarship saga that is currently ongoing. And as well, we will be looking at the devolution. Remember, devolution is 10 years old right now. Started off in 2013 and now we're in 2023. And so today, what is making headlines is a keynote speech by the Azimio leader Raila Odinga, who is the former Prime Minister as well, and a list of issues that he has mentioned, including slamming the U.S. Ambassador Meg Whitman, as well as defending the anti-government protest. These are some of just the things that he mentioned earlier on. We'll be giving you details of that speech in the subsequent bulletins. As well, we will be looking at the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, who met with the Chinese ambassadors. And of course, the Kenya-China ties will be coming your way later on. And as well, a lot in our sporting action and as well in the business front. Keep it right here on Lookuptv. We appreciate you for watching. I am Nancy Lima. Have yourselves a pleasant afternoon.